everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my Q&A for February 2019. I had a few friends that wanted me to answer some questions on here, so I'll go ahead and start. First is from my friend Logan Briscoe. He asked me what are my top 5 things on my bucket list. This is kind of a harder question to answer, but I'd have to say one is go scuba diving in Australia at the Great Barrier Reef. I've always wanted to do that. Always thought it'd be kind of fun, get to see where Nemo from Finding Nemo lives. 2 would be settle down eventually, maybe get married and have a family. 3, go to Disneyland. I've always wanted to go there. Don't know if I'll ever be able to afford to go there, but always wanted to. 4, become an Avenger. That's one of the ones that's probably never going to happen, but I can wish. And 5, go to Alaska. I've always wanted to go there too. There's just something about Alaska. I've always wanted to go there and everything. Maybe it's because I like the cold. Okay, next is from my idiot friend Troy. If I got a maxi pad pregnant and I want it to be a boy or girl, I don't think I'd really care. I'd just be more interested in the money that I'd get for becoming rich for having made a maxi pad pregnant. Next is from my friend Mickey. He asked 2 different questions. The first one he told me I didn't have to put on here, but I'm gonna go ahead. He asked me if I've ever watched gay porn, and I haven't. He also asked, would I rather keep Ben Affleck or get Christian Bale back as Batman? I'd definitely have to say keep Ben Affleck. We didn't get to see all of his full potential yet and everything, so I could easily say Ben Affleck. I liked him a lot better as Batman and everything. Christian Bale's a good actor, and he was fine as Bruce Wayne, but I didn't like his Batman voice where he sounded like he was constipated. Next is from my friend Corey. He has an awesome channel where he reviews Disney movies and stuff. CDR. And he asked me what's my favorite Disney movie. I'd have to say The Jungle Book. I love all of the Disney animated movies for the most part, but The Jungle Book is my favorite. It's always been one of my favorite movies ever since I was a little kid, so easily say The Jungle Book. And next is my friend Joseph Solano. He asked me what is my favorite animated movie. Shrek. It's easily my favorite animated movie of all time. And he said favorite movie, The Wizard of Oz, easily. Favorite movie score, John Williams' score for Star Wars. I'm just going to go with the original Star Wars movie. I love his work on The Empire Strikes Back and all the other Star Wars movies, but the score from the very first one is my favorite. Favorite movie quote, probably be from The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy says, if I ever go looking for my heart's desire, I won't go looking any further than my own backyard, because if it isn't there, I never lost it to begin with. I don't know why, but there's just something about that quote. I really like that one. And my favorite movie character, I'd have to say Luke Skywalker. He's always been one of my favorite movie characters. Like, there are a lot of other characters I could have easily gone with, but I'd have to say him. Okay, next is from my friend Andrew. Comedy I want to see a sequel to. Well, comedy sequels a lot of times don't work very well, but I think if they did make a sequel to Step Brothers, it could work pretty well, because watching Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly work together is always really funny, even if the movie itself isn't extremely great and everything. That goes into another question I'll talk about in a minute that you asked me, Andrew. But yeah, I'd have to say Step Brothers. Best musical I've ever seen. Well, I have a hard time picking between these two. Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie of all time, but like movie that's based on a musical, I would have to say Grease. It's my favorite musical of all time. Then yes, my go-to so bad it's good movie. I could say The Room because that movie is really bad, but I'd actually probably have to go with this movie right here, Holmes and Watson. That movie was really bad, but I think it was made intentionally. I think they knew what they were doing was making a movie that was silly and over the top, dumb and everything, and I think it paid off for me. If you're a Will Ferrell fan, you know how he is in his career. He always acts really dumb and stuff and everything. This movie just cranks it up and everything. I think a lot of people took the movie way too seriously or expecting something deep and emotional when the advertisements obviously showed how it was supposed to be meant to be taken as a silly comedy. Okay, my friend Tyler Day asked what Disney live action movie remake is as good as or better than the original. Well, I like Beauty and the Beast a lot, but I don't think it comes even close to as good as the original. But I will say I do like the Jungle Book a lot. I think it's almost as good as the animated version. I do like the animated version a tiny bit more, but I do like the live action one a lot. And I think I'd have to say that one would be one I think is as good as the original. I wouldn't say it's better, but at least as good. And my friend Derek from Derek's Horror Corner asked me what are my top 10 horror movies of all time, favorite horror movies of all time. 1 is Jaws, 2, Child's Play 2, 3, Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, 4, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 1984 version of Wes Craven movie, not the 2010 remake. The number 5 would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. Just love that movie. 6, the original Evil Dead movie from 1981, I believe, is when it came out. 7 is John Carpenter's Halloween. 8, Scream. 9, Friday the 13th from 1980. I used to say that was my favorite Friday the 13th movie, but and normally I wouldn't put 2 from a series in a top 10 list, but I couldn't not put at least one of the Friday the 13th movies with Jason as the villain in there, so I decided to go ahead and put my favorite one with him on there as well. But yeah, Friday the 13th would be number 9. And number 10, Final Destination 2. Just love that movie. It's one of my favorite horror sequels of all time and everything. Okay, and the next few questions are from my friend Esley Greer from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews. The first one is Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. I'd have to say Crash Bandicoot. I haven't played Spyro as much. I played him some when I was a kid, but I haven't played him as much, and I've played Crash quite a bit here in recent years, so I'd have to say Crash. Freddy or Pinhead. It's probably not fair for me to answer it, but I'd have to say Freddy. I haven't seen any of the Pinhead movies, though, so I guess it could change, but I doubt it. Horror or comedy? That's a tough one. A long time ago, if you would have asked me, I would have said comedy, because that's really was my favorite genre for a long time. In a lot of ways, I could still say it, but in recent years, I've gotten to where I like horror a lot more. Mainly, it's newer movies, because there's not as many good comedies out there nowadays. But I guess I'd still say comedy, because my big movie collections and stuff started off from me collecting comedic actors, movies and stuff, so yeah, I'd have to say comedy. It's really hard to say, though. Favorite movie to watch with friends? I'd have to say Grease. That's the one movie that I've watched with a group of friends many times before, and everything. Emma Watson or Annie Sherry? No, Emma Watson always. Yeah. Favorite Back to the Future? Probably the first one. I love the second one though. Almost, I like 1 and 2 almost about the same, and the third one was really great too. That's why it's definitely one of the best trilogies of all time. But I'd have to say the first one's my favorite. I just love the whole 1950s setting. Favorite type of pizza? Probably have to say mushroom, pepperoni, and sausage. And sometimes if I can get a fourth topping, I'll add jalapenos on it too. But yeah, mushroom, pepperoni, and sausage is probably my favorite. And then last question is from my friend Heather. She said, if you could get Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 4, but you'd have to erase Tom Holland from the MCU, would I be willing to get the Spider-Man 4 or keep Tom Holland? As much as I wanted Spider-Man 4 for a long time, I couldn't take Tom Holland out of the MCU. He's made every movie he's been in all that much better, so I'd have to say keep Tom Holland and everything. And that says a lot because I do like Tobey's Spider-Man movies more, but it's just, you can't really replace Tom Holland in the MCU right now, I don't think. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you did watch this, I'll be doing another Q&A in March. I'll try to make a video or something where maybe I can get more people to ask questions and stuff and everything. But anyway, thank you guys and have a good day.